I waited all week to do this. I had a couple of sleepless nights, and oh boy, here we are, episode 8, aftermarketweekly.com with my host, Tom Ham. Hello, Tom.
How you doing, Carm?
I am great. Life just can't get much better. The sun is shining here in Buffalo, so that's a plus day.
Hey, there you go. And I know we had last week's show. We had several thousand people view that show. So
I know
we're coming along. This is fun.
Yeah, this has been so much fun. I really do believe that the fun part, of course, is the shop tour, but you've got so much other great information that we're sharing. So look, if you're watching us on Facebook, great. My page, the aftermarketweekly.com page, we have a live feed that is on our aftermarketweekly.com site. A lot. There's so many places to watch this. It's amazing when we stop and think, did somebody watch us on here? And we see we're pulling all the statistics. So thank you, Automotive Aftermarket, for being here. This guy over here to my right, your left, is Tom Ham from Automotive Management Network. And of course, I reside from Remarkable Results Radio, 800 plus episodes and all kinds of great stuff going on for the podcast as the aftermarket gets a lot of its information from both of us on both sides, be it the podcast or Tom's site. Hey, I know you got a fabulous show planned here.
Yes,
I just can't wait to jump in.
This is fun.
This is fun. So let's jump in.
Okay. The magic of cars. I just, the more you watch this, you find I just love cars. I loved cars when I was a little kid, and cars were just really magic, especially in the 50s and 60s. Carm knows this. And then as the government got involved, the cars got a little bit less magic. But I think some of the magic's starting to come back. And you'll see that today in the show. This is a survey that I picked up from fair.com where they surveyed 1,000 people about their cars. 4 out of 5 people said they feel the safest traveling in their own private car.
Okay.
As opposed to any other kind of transportation. That makes sense. They felt that their car really gives them peace of mind. So here that magic starting to come in a little bit. And then it gets interesting. 3 out of 4, 75% of the people said that they have used their car for a mental health break during COVID.
Oh, wow.
Which I was just astounded by. And now we start to bring back my teenage years here. It's nearly 1 in 3 people said if they just need a break during the day, they ride around the neighborhood in their car.
Hey, let me stop and say something about this 75% that use this mental health break.
Yes, sir.
Music and the car going down the highway. What an elixir. Your favorite tunes going on, right?
Absolutely. I mean, that's just the picture of it, getting your kicks on Route 66. 1 in 4 people said if they need to clear their head, they get in the car and take a long drive. I mean, this brings back memories of how we used to do things. I love these survey results. 1 in 6 people said they just go out, sit in their car, and listen to music.
Okay.
Right in the driveway, right in the parking lot, maybe at work, maybe at home. Let's just listen to some music or listen to some podcasts. Of course, remarkable results, what they need to listen to. But just their own little man cave, girl cave, own little sanctuary. I just love that.
Well, I had that music thing right when I mentioned it, and you bring it back here in the end. I have to tell you, cars today have some really good acoustics in it. And in fact, when I was a learned podcaster, people would say, hey, in an emergency and you need to record an episode, if you've got your equipment with you, do it in the car.
Cars are just getting, again, the magic is starting to come back. People are starting to use them more. Part of that survey also found out that they were probably going to use the ride sharing less too and start switching over to their own car because they feel safer in there. 80% of the people said they'll either use it less or not at all and switch over to their car. And this all ties back into the independent repair shop. When people are more maintenance, more advice, more car care. So love it when we hear all this kind of stuff.
it's I find this whole thing fascinating as we look back in a few years to this time as the new normal exists, less rideshare, less public transit, the reinvention, re in love with your
Oh,
vehicle. You know, the vehicle has always given you freedom of choice to do anything and go anywhere you'd want. And I can see, Tom, with the stress of having been, you know, in the house for so long, under, you know,
where
under.
where did you go on your last road trip? You
I
and your
don't
wife. I
remember.
mean,
Yeah. I
come on,
think we went to
long trip.
Philadelphia a year ago. You know, I took her on one of my live events. You know what we want to do really badly? We want to take a trip through the West.
I had dinner with a couple last night, and had to be in their 50s or so on, and I ran into another people who said, "No, I've never been to Yellowstone."
See? Yeah.
You need to go to
Yeah.
Yellowstone.
But you know, our thought was is we want to do it by the train, but we may just do the car thing. Ann and I have been talking about that. So road trip, I'll probably do a nice road trip within the year.
Well, hey, here's one last fact about this survey: is 1 in 3 people, a third of the people who were planning some kind of international, out of the country vacation or trip
Yeah.
in 2021, said they're going to change that to a road trip inside the United States.
Wow.
Get your bays ready, guys. Help these people get their cars ready for the trip.
Yeah, bingo. Hey, you always do a great survey, so let's do a survey.
All right. Survey, automotivemanagementnetwork.com. We have surveys constantly. They're always on the homepage. Scroll down a little bit. We did one recently, and we asked shop owners, how are you going to get out?
Oh, I love this.
You're not going to do this forever. So how in the world are you going to get out?
Yeah.
Almost half said they're going to try to sell it on the open market. And I don't know why. That kind of surprised me. That was higher than what I expected, but about half. About 1 in 4 said they're going to sell it to an employee, which I think makes a lot of sense in a lot of situations. 13% said the family is going to take over in some way. And 1 in 8 said they're going to close the door, put the close sign up on Friday afternoon, and walk away.
Did anybody say that they would refuse to leave? They're just going to die inside the business?
We have a few people say, I refuse to leave, not going to happen. So I assume we're just going to tear up the concrete in Bay 1, plant them, pave it over, and they'll always be there.
That's really good. By the way, I'm glad you did this survey. I'm interested in those results. You know, we've done a ton of podcasts in the last 5 years on succession planning, on the succession to an employee or a family member.
Yes.
Trust me, everyone has this. I'm going to sell it on the open market. I'm going to ask for $1 million. And now, when you talk to people that buy businesses or have been there and done that, they sit, laugh, roll on the floor because everybody wants $1 million for their 3-bay place, and they haven't showed a profit in how many years. So so many of the episodes that we have done, just go to the website, go to the the keyword listing and look for succession planning. There's hours and hours worth of great content there.
Yeah, and that's important. It's something that very easy to put off and ignore and just deal with the problems of today. But boy, it comes faster than you think. Got to do something with it.
And you know, every time I do an interview with someone who wants to sell the business, and I say, "Have you told the family yet that this is your plan?"
They'll find out.
Yeah, because you know, we're going to give it to the kids. Maybe the kids don't want it, or maybe the kids would like it to. Maybe the kids want it today, but they don't want it in 5 years because, Dad, you're not into the change that's necessary to run a great business. Such interesting dynamics out there. And an internal, I just recently did an interview, Tom, with a young girl, woman who she was there 27 years, and she bought the business from the family she's worked for that many years.
I know what shop that is.
Yes, yeah, I know you do. Oh my God, that's right, Tom. You gave me that interview to do. It was a great interview, by the way. I can't wait to publish it. And it started by sitting down and talking, and that's one of the missing pieces, that communications piece.
Yeah, you got to let everybody know that sooner or later. Let's talk.
Well, great.
And there's a new survey we just put up on the site, so it doesn't have any replies yet, but we'd like you to participate in it. And there's just one question surveys, so they take about 10 seconds, but they're about loaner cars, customer transportation, free or pay, and ride sharing and all that. So if you go to automotivemanagementnetwork.com, just scroll down the page a little bit, you'll see the survey, and just make your selections there and hit submit. And as soon as you do, you'll see the ongoing results, and you can keep checking back and see that. And then we'll cover that on a future program.
Thank you so much. Let's do Tech Talk.
The future is bright for shops, and it's just getting brighter all the time. We've heard for a long time cars are better made and they last longer, and the parts are they're just not going to break as often. And we're getting so sophisticated, the cars are going to heal themselves. They're just going to call into a server, and the server will analyze it and fix it. And just the demand for what independent shops do is just going to continue to decrease. And well, maybe it is for brakes and wheel bearings and so on, but there's a lot of other stuff coming. JD Power, they do their surveys, over 80,000 people. You got a new car after 90 days. Tell us how many problems you had. They did the survey 2019, 93 problems per 100 cars. 2020, 166 problems per 100 cars.
Whoa.
Now, to be fair about it, they changed the questions a little bit because they put more emphasis on all the gadgetry, or what Dad used to call doodads, all the things they keep adding on the cars nowadays. And but those are all new things. Those are not replacing or updating other options. They're brand new things that didn't exist before. So there's going to be a lot more things on these cars, and somebody's going to have to fix them. And we can learn how to fix them. We're capable of doing all kinds of stuff. There's no reason we can't do that. Common problem areas that came up a lot: infotainment, that great word, navigation, voice recognition, Bluetooth, cell phone integration. So, we're just, that's what we're going to be writing the car up for instead of a brake inspection. Communicating this to the customer will be very important. My wife a few weeks ago got a 2012 Lexus, and it has all this stuff. It's an 8-year-old car. It already has that. You sit in the front seat, the 400-page owner's manual, and stare at the dash, and you don't know where to start. This is an 8-year-old car. I can just imagine what a 2020 is like. But probably the biggest obstacle I think shops have to overcome is, how do we communicate to the customers that we fix this? Because they see it go wrong, and they figure, my repair shop doesn't fix navigation.
Yeah, that's such a great point. I want to say that there's so many talented technicians that are learned. They go to class, they tough through, they want to learn, and the technicians that are on the cutting edge of diagnostics today are going to bring a ton of value as more and more of this electronic stuff gets in the way of performance of the car. Doesn't mean that the car doesn't go straight and forward. Something else doesn't work inside, and I think we have a great opportunity there.
Yeah, we got to be able to think of that as shop owners. How am I going to tell people I fixed this? Because remember, these cars have had it. If my wife's car's had it for 8 years, you've got cars in your bays that have that, does all that stuff work. You can even mention to your techs, see if it all comes on. We can find it ourselves.
Yeah. And to your point a little earlier is, how do we communicate this to our customers? I did a great episode with Scott Brown and Carolyn Cocolette, episode 516. It was kind of called "Our Customers Don't Know How We Make Our Sausage." And the whole concept is we need to tell people what we can do and how we do it, hiding behind the fact that we fix their car, they're in and they're out. I think there's a little educational level and a higher degree of communication level that we need to bring to that transaction. Now, even though we're touchless, Tom, all of that information that comes from a great DVI system will help the educational process.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. The photographs and so on really helps. Pictures worth 1,000 words. Yep.
Good stuff. Thank you.
You ready for a road trip?
Yeah, I'm ready for a road trip.
You're sure?
Are you dangling a carrot in front of me?
Well, yeah. We're getting ready for a road trip. Here, you see this? We got this out of Grandpa and Grandma's basement, Deb's Grandpa and Grandma. This is a 1939
Yeah.
State Farm Road Atlas. Covers the United States, covers Canada too.
All right.
And it is an uncontaminated road atlas. What I mean by that is they didn't start building the interstates till the 1950s. So there's no interstate highways contaminating these maps.
Oh my.
Yeah, they're just the U.S. highways. Very
Where'd you
cool.
find that?
Grandma's basement.
All right.
Yeah.
So what's the map all about? What are you going to talk about here?
Well, how about, we want you to go on a road trip. So would you like $4,000 to go on a road trip? Or matter of fact, if you're married, would you like $8,000? And if you have kids, we'll throw in another $500 per kid.
Where's this coming from? Who's got this kind of money?
We got mom and dad and 4 kids, and we're going to send you to Disney, and you can go down there for a week, and you can stay in the best places. You can drop 10 grand, and it's not going to cost you anything.
What?
You like this? All right. Senator introduced a bill. This is in the U.S. Senate. She did introduce a bill to give those tax credits, just like I explained. You'd have to be more than 50 miles from home outside of that circle. Vacations would need to be taken during 1920. I got the road atlas over here. During 2020 and 2021, and it would be retroactive back to the first of the year.
You got to be kidding me.
And her quote from her is, "It will encourage Americans to get out of their homes and discover or rediscover the amazing destinations our country has to offer." And I could not agree more with that. You could spend the rest of your life, however old you are, seeing destinations in America, and you'd still never see them all. There's just so many things to see. And, we've been in Washington, we've been printing so much money this year that we might as well just keep the printing presses rolling and do this. This just sounds like a great fun idea. To keep in mind, it is a tax credit. Unlike some of the other stuff, they're not going to send you a check. Right. So you have to owe at least as much as what you're going to get back. So if you're going to get the whole 10,000, you have to owe the feds at least 10,000. If you're a shop owner, I hope you owe the feds at least 10,000.
That's an interesting hook, that you don't get all of the money unless. But where's this money coming from, and how many trillions did you find out?
No. We don't check that.
It doesn't matter.
It just
doesn't matter. We just come up with these great ideas, and we go to the printing press.
Yes.
I mean, it is. I'll have to tell you something. That is an idea for stimulus that I bet you. I'll bet you.
She said we need to. She's from Arizona, I believe, and she said we need to stimulate tourism. And here's how we're going to do it. So we'll see. I don't know, but that's how you can always write your senator and congressman and say, I like this idea. But look, I don't know how realistic it is. But if it did get through, look at it from the other way. Look how your bays would be packed with cars getting ready for spending thousands of dollars out on the road. I mean, they don't need to spend the money on the vacation. They might as well spend it fixing up the car, right?
Wow. Yeah, absolutely right. It's mind-boggling to assimilate all these unbelievable ideas. So thank you for this money thing. One of the things that we failed to do in the beginning of the show, put a picture up of Andy's place.
Oh, we're going to go over to Farmington now.
Hey, Rick, would you do that? Would you put that picture of Andy's place up for us right there? Yeah, that's where our shop tour is going to be. Of course, it was a teaser up front, and we never put it up, and I feel bad about that. But listen, it's only our 8th week. We are allowed to make a mistake or two, right?
Yeah, we're working on things. We're getting a little bit better each week.
All right, you can take that down now, Rick. Thank you so much. So we are going where today here just in a moment?
We are going to Farmington, Michigan, which is a suburb of the Detroit area.
How cool is that? Well, hey, this is brought to you by Broadly. Our shop tour today is brought to you by Broadly, as I said. And Tom, this is a unique cross-section for us at today's shop because
Andy does use Broadly, and he has several shops. We get done with the shop tour, we'll ask him about that.
Go to broadly.com for all this great information. Well, it is time to bring in Andy, and I'm going to get out of the way here and put up.
How are you, everybody? You still there, Tom?
Absolutely. Yeah. It looks like we're looking at your apparel for the Detroit Garage, if I can see it.
Yes, well, welcome to the Farmington Garage. This is my third of 5 locations.
Wow.
This store here definitely has the largest waiting room area of all of them, but we did a complete remodel about 3 years ago when we opened up this facility, and we were spoiled with all of this additional space.
Hey, beautiful.
So as you can see, this store has 3 Service Advisor locations. Used to be an old Goodyear store, which they had a pretty similar look, but we did a complete gut and remodel. And
Wow.
this is really the theme and theory that we have at all of our stores. But very nice, clean, modern areas. Fortunate to have space to actually have a fireplace in here. As you see, we did have a little bit of an apparel area. And over here, we're proud of our restroom of just having something that's nice and clean and a little bit of artwork, just to keep things looking nice and different. It's amazing how many compliments we get of such, just small things.
Sure.
But this is Dan, who's the manager of 2 of our locations. Welcome to
Hi,
say
Dan.
hello. And here we have Tony.
Hey, Tony.
So just we'll go through and give you kind of a quick view of what it looks like. We work on pretty much everything. So here is old classic Cadillac here. And if you're looking at the front of the location, we're fortunate to be right in downtown Farmington. So we're right on Grand River Avenue. And smack dab in the middle, in the distance, you can see a pavilion area there. And kind of walking through our parking lot is a little bit tight. Sorry if we got some wind noise and such there. But this is a 7-bay location, which we have 9 lifts in. So in each of the facilities, this is our incoming parts area where all the different deliveries come in and out. And kind of going through, we have a small employee lounge area, all of the different hoists. Technicians have their own computers, workstations. All the facilities have Hunter alignment equipment and such. And over here is our Revolution tire changing equipment, which is fantastic. I would highly recommend it. It's quite an investment, but it will pay for itself over time. And parts area, and it goes over and through everything neat, organized, filters, fluids, wipers. Other than that, we don't have a ton. And then this would be our back shop area with our service equipment. And one piece that I would point out, welcome to say hello, gentlemen, is that these back hoists are both double deep. So I know a lot of people are hesitant to do that, but it does let you fully optimize the facility. So just after our first year, we took this wall down and ended up having 2 additional service bays added in, which has worked out really well. And fortunately, we have a little additional overflow parking in the back. And then the unique thing with this is that this next door neighboring house became available, which I turned into my office.
Oh, wow.
So we will walk just right across the parking lot area here.
So far, you win the award for the least amount of clutter in a shop. That was amazing.
Well, thank you. And over here, this is what we call the world headquarters. And this has our original 5 locations here. So it's some kind of old school maps. And then over here is an office where our marketing magic takes place.
Okay, we mentioned that. We mentioned, or Carm did, that the shop tour segment that we do each week is sponsored by Broadly. And you are a Broadly customer. So, I mean, what does Broadly do? What do you use them for? What do they do?
So Broadly has worked out extremely well for us in having all of our customer reviews. So the best marketing investment, I think, that everybody needs to really concentrate on is all of their Google reviews. And just adding up some quick numbers, I mean, between the 5 locations on average, which some of these locations are only 6 months old, our newest, but we have 1,500 reviews.
Wow.
And average at 4.7 stars. And Broadly's been a key point of helping us make that happen. And it's, in my opinion, the best return on investment of marketing dollars. You just can't stress the importance of all of your online reviews, the transparency. It's really what consumers are going to validate your shop.
Yeah, broadly, we've been in some meetings with them, and these are some sincerely good people. Boy, if you're looking for some marketing help, they really, really try hard, and they won't leave you on hold when you call. They're going to get back to you soon.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you, gentlemen.
Oh, thank you, Andy. To give the tour like that is just fantastic. It's the high point of the show. Your shop's just fantastic. Carm's over there with 2 thumbs up, and it's just beautiful. There's just all kinds of great ideas. And as always, people, if you're in the Detroit area, Farmington Garage, look it up. Ask for Andy. They'll track him down, and he'll give you a personal tour and show you the details and this stuff.
Yep, you guys can go to thedetroitgarage.com, see all of our locations. If you have any questions, want a shop tour if you're in the area, happy to do so. And I do want to give a quick shout out to both Carm. You know, him and I met many years ago when he was getting started doing that. And there's just a unfathomable amount of knowledge that's on there. And if anybody is new to watching this, I encourage them to listen to those podcasts. There's so much information that you can.
Wow.
And the same thing with Automotive Management Network.
Yeah.
You know, there's no reason for shop owners to struggle, but you do got to take the time to make the investment. And both of you gentlemen have done a fantastic job contributing to this industry, and I thank you both.
Well, thank you very much.
Wow. An unsolicited thank you so much.
I paid him for that, Carm.
Yeah. Oh, you did. All right. Well, then, Tom, I'm going to have to give you half back. No problem. All right, we're going to let you go, Andy. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Andy.
OMG, that was so cool. What a beautiful, beautiful operation. And I'm so glad that Andy came on.
We do not pay people for shop tours, by the way. So if you want to be on the show.
That's good. Thank you for saying that, Tom. It was time that we told everyone that. Yeah. All right. So, hey, let's move on into our last segment. That was just.
Do you want to know where we're going to go next week?
Oh, yeah. Where are we going next week?
Okay. Next week, we're going to go. We're actually not going to travel too far from Farmington. We're going to go over to Madison Heights, which is also a suburb of the Detroit area. And we're going to go to Interstate Auto Care, and we're going to meet Bill Nalu, who may be the best known shop owner in the United States. He's one of these people that can walk into a room of 200 shop owners. An hour later, he knows them all by name, including their children and grandchildren. I don't have that talent, but everybody seems to know Bill. So
yeah, Bill does. I've been to his place. I met him in Detroit 5 years ago. What a guy. What a guy. Well, I'm so happy for everyone that's going to have a chance to see Bill's place next week.
Yes, we are. That's where we're going.
Okay.
All right, let's talk messy cars. McGuire's, the wax people, they did a survey, a couple thousand people, and to find out what people's thoughts were on dirty cars. And one of the questions they asked, they found out that half of the respondents said if they went on a first date and the person they were dating, if their car was too dirty, they may end the date early. Now, also 1 out of 4 people said that they've been in a previous relationship. The part of the reason they broke up was the other person's car was filthy. So you hearing this, they tell the kids, tell the teenagers, you got to clean the car. It means more than it's important. And the last thing out of the survey, there's a lot of that survey. I'll mention one more thing. 1 in 4 people with the dirty cars said they don't clean it because it'll just get dirty again anyway. So, how clean is your car, Carm?
My car is pretty clean. I think I cleaned it a couple of weeks ago.
Is that it?
And, yeah, no, that is not my car. But thank you, Rick, our producer, Rick, for putting that up. Now, you know why that's there? This is really, really significant.
Happy birthday.
Was 67 years ago today, June 30th, that the first Corvette Stingray, Rick, put that back up, that the first Corvette Stingray came off the line.
Wow. Today,
67 years ago. And that's a picture of the first one. And I stole that off the internet. Hopefully we're okay to show it.
That is fantastic.
Cool piece of trivia. So who out there owns a Corvette? Please go into the Facebook comments In fact, I haven't looked at the comments at all. Bill Nalu's with us. Dwayne Myers is with us. Mike Dela Cruz from Broadley's with all kind of great people. Good show here today, Tom.
All right. Hey, if you want us to tour your shop, and we're looking for more shops to tour. We got a bunch of them on the schedule. We need more. So if you want us to tour your shop, if you've got a question or a comment, if you want to be a sponsor of one of the other segments of the show, or if you have road trip photos have to be in a car, Carm at aftermarketweekly.com, and we'll have fun with some of that stuff.
Yeah, we're inventing this as we go. We'll put up pictures. We'll have a blast.
Yes.
And anyway, so much fun. Tom Ham, thank you so much. Aftermarketweekly.com. Another episode, number 8 in the can.
Hey,
they're just getting better, buddy.
They're just getting better.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.